Howdy. Today I'm going to be covering a controversial topic, and that is gun control. More specifically, how I think an increase in gun control actually results in an increase in crime. Now, according to a troubling 2018 poll by Rasmussen, 1/3 of Americans think access to guns is more at fault than the killers and the incidents of this kind. This is an alarming statistic because 1/3 of Americans are blaming an inanimate object for the actions of an evil person. As a result, these people want to limit or completely eliminate access to guns for the millions of Americans that did not misuse their firearms. Guns are inanimate objects, incapable of good or evil. Gun violence is a result of a morality problem and not a gun problem. When Cain killed Abel with a rock, God did not blame the rock for Cain's actions. He blamed Cain. Now, I'm going to go over some statistics to back up my claims about gun control, and you'll see what I mean about it not having a positive effect on crime rates at all. In London, private firearm ownership is completely banned altogether. In fact, even carrying a knife on your person is illegal. So, if gun control works, then London should be completely a crime-free utopia, right? Well, according to some numbers from a 2018 article of the Washington Free Beacon, this is far from the truth. It cites that murder in the city have increased over the past year, and criminal knife use has been identified as a major contributing factor. Both gun crime and knife crime saw dramatic increases between fiscal years 2015, 2016, and 2017. According to statistics released by the Metropolitan Police, knife crime saw a 24% increase and a 20.5% increase in stabbings. Gun crime saw a 42% increase with a 57% increase in armed robberies. The article also states that London's murder rate is higher than that of New York City. So, if gun ownership is illegal in London, how is it that all this gun violence is so prevalent? We've all heard that if guns were not available to purchase in a store, then gun crime would simply disappear. Well, according to numbers from the Department of Justice obtained by the National Review, among prisoners serving time for a crime during which they possessed a gun, about half got their weapons either on the underground market or through theft. Meanwhile, only 10% of guns were bought from a retail source, including less than 1% who bought them at a gun show. Another 11% of the time, someone else bought the guns for them, either as a gift or as a straw purchase. Roughly 15% got their guns from family or friends, either buying, renting, trading, or borrowing. And 12% of the time, the guns were either brought to the crime by someone else or found at the scene. So, in other words, criminals don't obey the law. In fact, criminals are criminals for their willingness to break the law. Therefore, more gun laws will do nothing to prevent increased gun crimes. Murder is illegal already, but that never stopped a murderer from killing anyone. Murder was not invented by Smith & Wesson. Men have been killing each other since the beginning of time and will continue to do so until the end of time. If people have evil in their hearts, they will find a way to commit atrocities with or without guns. Even without the use of guns, evil people will find a way to kill others. Timothy McVeigh killed 168 people using fertilizer and diesel fuel. The 9/11 hijackers used nothing more than a box cutter to take control of the planes and fly them into the Twin Towers in New York City, killing nearly 3,000 people. Gun control only punishes law-abiding citizens. Now, a lot of politicians want to downplay the importance of the Second Amendment and minimize what it really stood for. Many claim the Second Amendment only accounted for muskets and other rifles available at the time it was written. Another popular argument is that the Second Amendment was only established for hunters. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo once famously said, "No one needs 10 bullets to kill a deer." And while that is true, no one needs 10 bullets to kill a deer, the Founding Fathers did not write the Constitution after they got back from a pleasurable hunting trip. They didn't write it to protect your rights to hunt. They wrote it to protect your rights to freedom. If you look at the context of what was going on at the time the Constitution was written, the Founding Fathers wrote the Constitution after overthrowing an oppressive government that demanded that they turn in their guns. Now, this kind of puts a different perspective on things when you read about that part that says, shall not be infringed. I hope this was informative.